And the Arab states have adopted an Egyptian plan for the future of Gaza and called on the international community to support it. Israel says Hamas must have no role in the future of Gaza. VOA's Linda Grantstein reports from Jerusalem.
As the future of the ceasefire between Israel and the terrorist-designated Hamas remains in doubt, Arab leaders met in Cairo Tuesday to discuss the long-term future of Gaza. The plan proposed by Egypt, which was approved by the rest of the Arab leaders at the summit, calls for the Palestinian Authority to take a leading role in the reconstruction of Gaza, together with a committee of independent Palestinian technocrats. The plan calls for a UN peacekeeping force in Gaza for 6 months. It includes no mention of disarming Hamas, the primary demand of both Israel and the U.S. administration.
The Hamas leadership outside of Gaza has made it quite clear for months already that they are willing to give up governance in Gaza in favor of a nonpartisan, civilian, professional, technocratic government. But the question that the Hamas leadership hasn't dealt with adequately is the question of their arms and their armed forces.
Hamas leader Sami Abu Zuhri says the organization will not lay down its arms, calling the idea a non-starter. Baskin says that in the absence of an alternative, Hamas is regaining ground in Gaza.
My fear is that since there is basically no one of the Hamas political leadership left in Gaza, and most of the old military leaders have been killed by Israel in the war, the people who are now showing that they're in power are young, second, third, fourth-tiered officers who have the financial abilities to recruit new young people, give them $200 a uniform and a gun, and build up their forces once again.
The Arab leaders at the Cairo summit all agree that President Trump's plan, dubbed the Gaza Riviera, for the U.S. to take over Gaza and for its 2 million Palestinian residents to leave for other Arab countries, is unacceptable. They say that Gazans must stay in Gaza despite the widespread destruction of 16 months of war. In contrast, the Israeli government has embraced the Trump plan and has not proposed an alternative. Some Israeli analysts say that options exist for independent Palestinian governance.
In place of Hamas would come a non-corrupt, moderate figure from the Palestinians who would govern under the umbrella of the Palestinian Authority, but not directly the Palestinian Authority that runs the West Bank, which is very corrupt, poor in governance, and still quite extreme. And there is such a figure, and his name is Salam Fayyad.
Salam Fayyad is an economist and former Palestinian prime minister who was elected as an independent and has kept a distance from the alleged corruption of the Palestinian Authority. He also has close ties to the United Arab Emirates, which would most likely fund at least part of Gaza's reconstruction, estimated by the UN to cost more than $50 billion. The Arab Summit called on the international community to take overall responsibility for rebuilding Gaza. Linda Grantstein, VOA News, Jerusalem.
And yes, we're following up to see if the world leaders will adopt that plan from Egypt. Only time will tell. But now let's take a short commercial break. When we come back, Kevin Nyakundi will be bringing you the business news.